Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Dalia, and today we are on Grim Isle, my medieval witchy abandoned island, working on my last and final build for this island. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited as well. Today we are going to be building this area, which is the bottom right corner of my map, and we're going to be building my last two villagers' homes, which are Shino and Zell. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do. So I hope that you guys enjoy today's video. If you do, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications so you're notified of when I upload, because after this video I'm going to be posting my dream address and my completed island tour. So you're gonna want to know when that happens, so you're gonna have to subscribe to find out. So first thing we're gonna do is turn on our designer app, and I'm gonna have to open I hate the terraforming, but let's open the terraforming app, and I have to terraform this big cliff because I want there to be some cliffs on the bottom corner of my map. My cliffs on this island are kind of scattered throughout, and I kind of like that because there's like different levels, which kind of contribute to the whole like different levels of the castle kingdom I have built. I'm so happy with this island. I really just think it came together so well. I'm very slow when it comes to building islands. I also have two islands I'm working on simultaneously, and I make the majority of my builds on my islands for videos, so it does take me a couple months to complete an island. So I've been working on this island for about 5 months now, which to some people might seem like a long time, to others it might not seem like a long time at all, but for me that's a pretty standard timeline for my islands, at least like a 4 to 6 month period. But yeah, loving how this island turned out. I love the villagers I chose for it. I love the color scheme. I love the builds that I made. I don't think there's a single build on this island that I'm not pleased with. I felt like every build just kind of like built on top of one another. And yeah, so essentially we're building up this giant cliff, and my initial thought for Zell and Shino is I was gonna make them their own like inn, like I was gonna make like an inn for them, but I felt like, I don't know, I didn't really want their build to be themed, because I do have a couple villagers that have like themes for their build, like Pobby has an apple orchard, Dobie's house is by the library, Coco has her own tavern, but I didn't want to be too on the nose with every build, so I decided just to give it a very simple cliff build where it's just kind of like a little neighborhood. It's directly beside Maple and Olive's houses, which are just to the left of here, so I felt like it just kind of flowed really nicely. I don't know, I really liked it. So I'm gonna do two inclines, and then I already had their houses customized because in a previous video I was gonna move their houses where Kiki's house actually ended up being, and then completely changed my mind, but I already had their houses customized to match, so I just kept the color scheme exactly the way it was, kept their houses already, the customization that I chose, and then just like went with that. But I have two inclines, and then Shino's house is going to be here, Zell's house is a little bit further back. Another reason I decided to change the layout of their build is I didn't want their houses to be directly side by side. I wanted it to be one further in the front, one further in the back, so I can kind of have like a winding path leading between the two houses, and that's essentially what we're doing. So I time traveled, moved all their houses, moved the inclines in. I love how Shino's doing a little dance in the back. I did see her and Molly chatting, so clearly something Molly said made her really happy. And then I'm building up some cliffs along the second cliff because I wanted to add some height by planting some trees and stuff on the top of cliffs, and like really just making this area match what is on the first cliff. Like on the first level, especially directly north of this build, like or directly up I have like a winding path that's really overgrown, and I wanted this area, even though it's on a second cliff, to match it. So that's what I'm doing here. I do also do a lot of cliff trees for this build. I do like speed through some of them, but you can kind of see me placing them on the cliffs for the second tier and the third tier, but also be doing along the actual cliff itself. Once again, I have that overgrown feel, and that entire left side is going to be another path. And then if you guys remember, one of my first builds for this island was Olive and Maple's houses, where I gave them like a very overgrown forest, I guess you can call it. I had to go back and kind of fix it a little bit to make it look a little more denser in certain areas, and then also so that the path looked a little more distinct, because I made the path very messy when I first made it. As I've gone along with this island, I've realized that creating denser areas with flowers and trees and then having a more distinct path just made a lot more sense. So I had to go back and fix it, but there's also a huge gap where I did not decorate at all at the beginning of my island. So you will see me plant a lot of trees there later on, and then I have to fill in the space. So you guys will see when I walk through it in a couple minutes. But much like my last couple of videos on this island, I do skip through a lot of the plant placements, just because you guys have seen me place plants down, and honestly just spending like 30 minutes planting flowers and stuff does not seem like a productive use of recording. So instead, you guys get to see me do some pathing, very broken up pathing, but some pathing nonetheless. And then I do plant some trees and flowers, and you kind of see like the general placement. The majority of this build is planting trees and flowers and weeds, because this is a very natural area, even though it is a villager's home space. The only area I have that I decorate with actual items is at the front of Shino's house, when I make a little sitting area. But as we are towards the end of this island, I felt like it was only appropriate that the final build be like primarily a very natural, overgrown build, and it kind of just like finalized my like the entire theme and the entire vibe of the island, which is very messy and overgrown and like weeds everywhere, flowers everywhere. And that's why I kind of like that this final build is a lot more casual. Like I didn't use a lot of or any castle items. My last few builds have been like tons of castle items and like staying within the confines of like the medieval part of this island, but this is just fully natural, foresty, which I really love. And it's also just like connecting a bunch of builds. Like this area, like I said here with Maple and Olive's houses, are one of like the first builds I did. It was like the second build I did on my island, I think, or my third. And then the area directly north of here, like above it, is the last build I did. So it's like that final little bit where you're just kind of like putting a little finishing touches. I am recording this after I'm fully finished with my island. My DA is not posted yet. I haven't updated it or anything, but I did have to go through and like change a few things, kind of like do like those final little bit of chores that you do before you are prepared to release a dream address. I had a couple of like small areas I had to decorate, nothing really worth making a video over, just small spaces that never quite made it into a build, which you will see when I when I show my final walkthrough in my next video, which I'm so excited for, because I actually haven't gone through and like walked through my whole island since I started making it. One thing I did try to do is make a like a rock circle, like a stone circle, using the rocks we have on our island. I lost 2 of them and I couldn't find them.
How do you lose a woman?
You forget to cherish her.
And that's why for the final build, you will not see, like, or the final island tour, you will not see any rocks other than the ones that, like, I think I'm gonna go through before I, like, set my DA and, like, just make sure they're all gone, because I couldn't find 2 of them. And when I tell you, I scoured this island looking for them. Like, this island is incredibly overgrown. This is the area, by the way, that I'm mentioning about, like, the dense trees. Nothing is going to be placed here except for trees, and then filling in the spaces with weeds and wheat fields and flowers. But yeah, I could not find the 2 rocks. So, unfortunately, this rock circle plan I had, which was going to be, like, this really cool, like, witchy, kind of, like, I don't know, rock circle. I couldn't find it.
It would be so awesome. It would be so cool.
So I just gave up. Basically, rock circles suck and never make them because you'll just be disappointed. I've made rock gardens on my previous islands successfully. I don't know why this one was such a challenge. I think because I've used more natural, like, flowers and plants and stuff like that on this island than I have on previous islands, but, like, I don't believe that's necessarily true, because I've had more natural islands than this one, or not more natural islands, but, like, I've had my Springcore Islands, which had tons of flowers and trees, so I'm not quite sure what happened. I'm sure that there was a tutorial on, like, where I went wrong, but you know what, I tried, I time traveled so much. Could not be bothered to continue. So I'm placing down that path, like you see. That is going to be the little sitting area, which you will see me make a little bit later on. I just wanted to place the pathing down. And if you are curious about any of the custom designs I've used for this island, I have a completed custom design Google Doc in my description with all of the custom design links, all the creator codes, all of the creator social medias, if they had it, if I was able to find it. And yeah, like, it is completed. I made sure I went through everything, and it is a completed list now. So feel free to check my description if you have any questions, although if I did miss anything, you can also comment and let me know, and I will make sure that I check that out for you. But yeah, so now we're just walking around planting some trees and flowers. I did time travel to stunt some trees. As you can see, things have started to grow, and I wanted a lot of the trees around the houses to be a little more stunted, just so I had a little bit of height, but at the same time it's still, you could see the houses and that they're the main focus of the area. And then I'm planting some flowers and some bushes and stuff just around the area. I won't show you all of this, like I said previously, but just kind of like so you get the general, like, idea of what I'm doing. And then I'm using this bricky grayish beige path just around the front of Zell's house. I do place just a couple of simple items in front of his home in a couple minutes, including some barrels with some, like, veggie baskets, some spooky items. But the main area where the furniture are for this build is in front of Shino's house. I feel like it's a joint space for both of them. I feel like a part of me wanted to put this between the 2 houses, and I kind of wish that I did that. But I also like that their houses are closer together than if it was, like, further, if Shino's house was further down. I originally actually had Shino's house placed first, and it was more towards the front of the beach area, like, so closer to the end of the cliff. But I wanted you to be able to take photos and have both of the houses be better in the frame. If you have them too far apart, it just wouldn't look like a cohesive build. That's my main problem, I think, when it comes to builds, is that I don't think of what it's gonna look like when I try to take a photo of it, which is why so many of my builds are, like, just too big for my videos. I always just build such large areas at a time, which is why like I feel like streaming would be a better option for building sometimes. Which is why I want to start streaming. I have no excuse why I haven't started streaming yet at this point. Do you guys want me to start streaming? Let me know in the comments. And I'm also deciding whether or not I should open channel memberships. Let me know if you guys want me to do that. I haven't yet, but it's something I'm thinking about. So here is that area with all the trees gently grown in. As you guys can see me walking through, I'm going to completely decorate that area with just weeds and wheat fields and everything just to fill in the space, but I'm going to do that off camera. So here I am placing that cute little sitting area for Shino and Zell. I decided to go with a log round log table, and then just some like random items thrown down on top. And then because I had some space in the front of the cliff, I decided to put a barrel with a candle, and then a wooden box, and I decided to place the Yule log on it. I've been meaning to use this item. I think I used it once on my island, but like it's so cute and it matches the color scheme. And I don't know, looks really cute. And then because I didn't know what else to put down, I threw another candle. My island is going to be set to evening, kind of like twilight time. So a lot of candles are really necessary for this island. A lot of my spooky items all have the light fixtures on them too. So yeah, that's where the majority of like the light is going to be coming from, considering it does take place when it's like dusk. And then, oh, speaking of decorating, my house is not going to be decorated for this, like the final island. I have my main room decorated, and as of right now, I may be decorating my bedroom and the basement, but my other 3 rooms are completely blocked off. Just do not feel like decorating them for this island. Let me know if you finish an island with your interiors fully built, because I feel like it's a mixed thing. Some people do, like some people like always decorate their interiors, and then there's other people who are like, it's not really necessary. Like I like mainly focusing on exteriors. So I'm not quite sure. I feel like I'm 50-50. I've completed a full house before, but sometimes I only ever do like my front room, so like you can at least see something if you choose to go inside the house. So I'm just placing some last minute touches on the build by placing down some wheat fields, a bunch of leaf piles, and then the last thing I'm going to do is place some drop items. And for me, the drop items for this island are mainly mushrooms, pine cones, and acorns, because they match the theme obviously, and also placing a couple of spooky items as you've seen me place throughout the area so far. I actually did not forget this time to place them. I feel like sometimes I just forget that these are items I'm using on this island. Thankfully this is the last build, so it's not like I have to worry about forgetting again. But here I am placing the mushrooms and things down. I've been using the flat mushrooms and the round mushrooms. They particularly look really good on this mossy grass design. I feel like I've said this in every video. I don't know what to call this design. I think it's like a mossy grass path. And yeah, it looks really good. The mushrooms and everything just like look like they're growing from the design, and I like the way that they look. So just finishing off that, and then we're gonna be finished. I'm gonna time travel. You guys can see what time of day I'm gonna be setting my dream address to, but I've already mentioned that like in a bunch of videos so far. And yeah, so quickly time traveled, make sure everything was grown and full and lush, and I'm really excited. I also noticed that that lantern in the back is not lit, so I'm gonna make sure that that is lit before we visit my dream address. Alright, that is everything for today's video. It seems like Molly has decided to join us for our final island outro for this island. I cannot believe we're finished this island. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me the last few months as we've been decorating Grim Isle. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like and comment down below, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff. And I will see you all in my next video for my dream address and island tour. Bye!